Hey, this is Jeff. Welcome to walkthrough 28 of Belthan's Coito Ergo Sum. While we're in Parump, I want to talk to two mole rats about upgrades for my house. Well, this is that smart kid.
Hello, miss. Welcome to the valley.
Are you always this friendly with strangers?
Well, if you came through the tunnel, then my dad met you at the top of the ladder. And if he let you into the valley, you must be okay. Besides, you're the first stranger I've ever met.
Your dad's the mayor?
Yep. He didn't want to be, but Mom made him run and everybody elected him because he's so smart.
Never a straight answer. He's a born politician.
You should tell him that. He says an election is just a lynching that lasts 4 years. If you told him he sounded like a politician, maybe he'd start giving me a straight answer once in a while.
So you're learning to fix a robot in school, huh?
Sort of.
Sort of?
We're really learning how to fix other stuff by studying the robot. It doesn't work, but it has a lot of parts that are like other machines. Miss Saffron says knowing how to fix something isn't as important as being able to figure out how to fix something.
Your dad made it sound like you don't use technology.
That's my dad. The way he talks sometimes, it's great for campfire stories. But if you really want to know something, it can drive you crazy.
So you do use technology?
Well, duh. If we had to pump water by hand, we wouldn't even have enough to drink, much less for the crops or fire drills.
All right. Bye, Whitney.
See you later!
Wish I'd have talked to her when I was doing those other quests in Parump. Oh, and here's your dad. How's it going? Let's talk about things for my house. It is kind of bare at the moment. We'd be happy to help you furnish it, but we weren't sure what kind of things you like. I want to set up a workshop. Then you should speak with Coyote. No one in the valley has better equipment or know-how. How about rugs and decorations to spruce the place up? Speak with Ichabod. His eye for design is matched only by his eye for the ladies. Okay, how about furnishings? We really don't have anyone who specializes in that. Just let me know what you need and I'll find someone who can get it for you. Display shelves? I'll ask Perry. If she doesn't have any in stock, I'm sure she'd be happy to build some for you. Guess more furnishings? What kind? Kitchen table and chairs. Do you have a favorite style? Pre-war, rustic. Just match the countertops. I think we salvaged something like that from the diner. We'll bring it right over. All right. My pleasure. And Ichabod is, as usual, in the general store. Well, hello there, young lady. Two mole rats said I should talk to you about decorations for my house.
It'd be my pleasure. You did us a good turn, and I've been a tailor and artisan ever since I lost my leg in that hunting accident.
It looks to me like you have 2 legs.
You don't say. Well, my eyes are as bad as my memory. I don't suppose you could take my pants down and double-check.
I do have a weak spot for dirty old men, but I'll have to check your leg some other time.
I'll hold you to it.
With both hands, I hope.
You're good. Anyway, what kind of decorations did you have in mind?
Let's do something with the floors.
Any thoughts as to style?
Pre-war, tribal, something elegant. Pre-war, maybe.
I think I know where I can find a few. No accounting for taste.
That's it for now.
Come back anytime.
I never would have guessed pre-war machinery under the mountain was causing the rad spikes. Nice work. Two Morats said you can help me with some things for my house? Absolutely. You solved a mystery that bugged me for years. Plus, it would be a nice break from fixing shovels. I need a workshop. I don't see how anybody could live without one. I'll set you up. I don't suppose you could hook up a terminal? Sure. I love fooling around with electronics, but I don't get many requests. The guy that owned your bar before the war also owned the tunnel, right? I'll see if I can tap into the network at the maintenance shed so you can check your email from home. Ever heard of a Wardromatic? I have one at work, but I'd like one for the house. Yeah, I pulled one out of a boutique in the ruins a while back. The memory's wiped, but it'll download any patterns you already have. I was going to strip it for components, but boy, when they say no user serviceable parts inside, they mean it. Anyway, I'll hook it up for you, but you have to promise not to tell Ichabod. If it's not made by hand, he doesn't think it's worth wearing. Something about a vacuum tube? They all have an ID on the base. I need a 3M6K for the generator, but I'll trade for any you find, regardless of the specs. That's it. If you have anything that needs fixing, I'll be around here somewhere. So here's the penny tour of my upgraded house. There are indeed plenty of shelves if you like to display trophies and unique items. Some people won't care, but if you've ever been like, yeah, Martin, we'll get the dragon fires lit as soon as I get these swords to lay straight in my display case. Figured you probably didn't want to watch me Z-key for an hour, but here are all of the magazine issues I published and a few vintage issues I found in my travels. There are new rugs all through the house. The bedroom has a Wardromatic. The bathroom doesn't have any upgrades, but there is something kind of cool that was added by an update at some point. I've met people who were grossed out because Fallout lets you drink from toilets, but I have had times in real life when the water company had the main shut off for repairs or whatever, and I brushed my teeth with water from the toilet tank. Nothing gross about it. It's the same as tap water. And if you click the tank, it restores health and dehydration like any other water source. On the other hand, you probably don't want to drink out of the toilet bowl, unless you're really desperate. If you click on that, you actually sit down. Dude, do you mind? I'm trying to take a dump. Remember to put my pants back on this time. A new table and chairs in the kitchen. The office has a reloading bench and a workbench and a terminal. The terminal has most of the same options as the one at the bar. You can't set the magazine layout or do any of that stuff, but you can call Larry's bullet train to the Parump station. In this case, it's already here, so it tells you it's ready to board. Might be useful if you don't use fast travel. And that's it for the house upgrades. Although, Belthan releases updates for this mod pretty often, so I wouldn't be surprised to see more at some point in the future. Personally, I want a jukebox, so everybody leave comments either here or over on the Nexus asking him for one. Which reminds me, like 2 days after I finished the last video, there was an update with a new Saloon upgrade, so we might as well do that while we are remodeling stuff. Read your own email, not Hilly's email. And there is a message about a tip and a favor. Read that and the quest starts. Somebody from the Crimson Caravan lost a Brahmin loaded with construction materials, and if we find it, we can have the stuff. The map marker is over here. It would probably be closer to Boulder City, but I don't have a map marker for that, so we'll go to the 188. Now, in fact, I am Going to make a very slight detour just to get Boulder City on my map. I don't know if I will ever need to come here, but just in case. I bypassed enough map markers early on in this walkthrough that I go ahead and add them whenever I have the opportunity now. And alright, we've got presumably our lost Brahmin. The map marker is on this paint can that would be stealing. Talk to this dude.
What do you need?
Having a little bit of dinner.
Yeah, I just finished tenderizing a tough piece of meat.
Mind if I take that can of paint? You can't eat that.
What will you give me for it?
How about 10 caps?
Okay, we got a deal.
And now it's not stealing. Okay. Now, find someone to paint the saloon, which conveniently is back at the saloon. Now, in here, we actually have two different quest markers. One of them is Debbie.
Got something on your mind?
You know, this place could really use a fresh coat of paint.
That's what I was thinking.
And we could have her do it, but I can think of better uses for your time. I'll find somebody else to paint the lounge.
Alright.
The other marker is Leslie, who was the person who sent us the email in the first place.
I'm looking for work.
What a coincidence. You send me after some lost paint, and now you're a painter. I smell a scam.
No, I just don't get many chances to make some caps.
I have enough paint for the kitchen, dressing room, and lounge. What are your rates?
100 caps for the whole affair.
All right, 100 caps to paint the first floor. Here you go.
Okay, we'll need a couple of days.
Yeah, that's gonna need more than paint. And while we're waiting for the lounge to be painted, I want to have a talk with Fresca.
What's up?
I have some things to do around New Vegas. Want the guided tour?
That would be great. Let's go.
And we can now take Fresca as a follower to different places around the Mojave. We'll get going as soon as I take care of a human resources issue.
That chip of yours? I wouldn't wager it on blackjack. Unless the dealer has a 5 or 6 showing.
Veronica, you're just not fitting in with the team. I know the Brotherhood is all about tech, but you're not actually a robot, so it's time for us to part ways.
Why does everyone always say that?
Before you start thinking discrimination lawsuit, this is really about your job performance. First of all, you're supposed to be my bodyguard, but you're hiding behind me more often than I'm hiding behind you, which defeats the purpose. And while enthusiasm for the business is usually a good thing, you're kind of a leering pervert. It makes the talent uncomfortable, so I'm just gonna have to let you go.
Okay, then I guess I'll be back at the 188. Maybe digging in some dirt for scrap metal or something.
And let's get Fresca some slightly better protection before we head out.
I wasn't sure my fashion sense would translate to the apocalypse, but apparently the porn star look is all the rage with raiders.
All right, that will definitely work. But, we're about out of time, so we will give Fresca the tour next week. I'll see you then.